certificate.
It's Friday morning, 5:36 a.m. and a big welcome to December, the first of the month today. And we are starting off December on a mild and a dry note. We are dry and warmer than seasonal today and right through the weekend, but then a big change. Snow and cold come back into the picture. So look at us. This is our pattern map, okay? And I think this is one of the easiest ways to really understand the changes that we're going to be in. The mild start to the month. Jet stream, still a bit of a ridge over us here. We see the warm air, more of a westerly flow. It allows temperatures to be above seasonal. But what's happening next? Well, into next week, we get a big system that comes through. It really warms us up, but in behind it, the jet stream really wants to drop here, and we get more of that northwesterly flow. And that means with the cooler air over the open Great Lakes, lake effect snow is going to become a story. Daytime highs will continue to drop, and you can really see it here in this 7-day forecast. There's the big system that comes through on Tuesday, and then the fall in temperatures. We are certainly going to see that across Toronto and in the snowbelt regions. Oh, we are about to get pretty snowy. I want to show you some scenes here of actually, you know what? We're not going to that yet. Sorry, I'm in the wrong block. We're going to go to this now. I want to show you this, what's happening in terms of what is going on next week and the game changer that's really going to pull the jet stream down. So here's the system. This system comes in for us late Monday and in through Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be our warm day, our double-digit day, probably the last one of the year. So that's going to bring us some rain as we go through Tuesday. Westerly wind in behind it, changing to that northwesterly wind. That is the game changer for us. So here it is on Thursday. You can see the influence once that system passes and the much colder air that moves in behind it. Friday, same kind of story, -1 for that daytime high. So just a week's time from now, we will be in a much different weather pattern. Now we have a new segment here at the Weather Network. It's called Weather Makers, hosted by Emily Vukovic and Mark Robinson. Have a look. A very good morning to you. It is 5:46 a.m. As we take a look at the radar this morning, we are noticing a calm start to December. And we'll get into that forecast in a second. But right now, here's what's trending online. Well, it's that time for Trending Now. A look at the videos catching your attention online at theweathernetwork.com. Tourists have been left in awe in Chile after a massive chunk of ice split off from a very well-known glacier. And when I say massive, I'm not exaggerating. This chunk of ice is 350 by 380 meters and has been covering trails over about a 10-kilometer radius in absolute ash. Now, the airport has reopened. That's the good news. But a shift in the wind direction could mean that the airports might have to reclose again. An eruption is imminent. What a beautiful Christmas tree. That's one of my goals. Should be on my bucket list to get to New York for Christmas. All right. Are you getting ready for Christmas this weekend? Would be the perfect weekend to hang up the lights, pick up the Christmas tree, because we're seeing some great conditions. Today, 7 degrees in Toronto, 4 in Barrie. Perfect for running any errands that you need to or going out on a Friday night. We're 3 degrees this evening and into the weekend. There are some incredible events happening in Milton, for example. Do you live in this area? Well, I've heard a lot of talk about this online. The Holiday Street Market in Milton, this is expected to be fantastic. Launches on Saturday and will happen every Saturday throughout December. Also, Holiday Fair in Nathan Phillips Square in Toronto. Lots of Christmas cheer across our beautiful city. And Celebration Square in Mississauga. On Saturday, you can take pet photos with Santa, family photos on Sunday. And again, beautiful conditions to be on the outside. Look at this. On Saturday, 5 degrees in Barrie, 6 in Toronto, 7 in Hamilton and Niagara Falls. This for us is above seasonal, and to see that beautiful December sunshine as well, I will take it. On Sunday, we're 5 degrees in Barrie, 7 in Toronto as well, 8 in Hamilton. And then as we go into next week, a big pattern change is on the way, and your Long Ranger is coming up next, and we're going to dive into that story with Jacqueline Whittle and Dr. Doug Gillum. Right now, though, I want to take you out onto the roads and show you what's happening out there. Yeah, they don't know what's going on, right? Oh. So adorable. This was taken in England. Adorable. Snow in England, snow in Scotland. We have snow in Poland. So much snow video, but not here in Southern Ontario.
No, we're basking in the warmth here. We're going to see a daytime high today of 7 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud above our seasonal average. And we're going to continue that trend right into the weekend, Rachel.
We are. It is a gorgeous weekend to get outdoors, to pick the Christmas tree, put up the Christmas lights, do the Christmas errands as well. These conditions are great.
Christmas parties. I've got 2 this weekend. I'm going to be really busy, plus putting up my lights, plus decorating my tree, because my kids will not let me forget that this is the weekend we're doing it.
Oh, so you put it on the calendar so they know what's happening this weekend.
Well, because they keep asking. I'm like, next weekend. It's going to happen next weekend. So now it's next weekend.
It's December 1st, so we got to do it this weekend, right? As we take you into Sunday, great conditions really all weekend long. Look at this, 7 degrees in Toronto, 8 in Hamilton. Of course, Nathan Phillips Square, you can skate there now. The ice is ready. So to be out there in a sweater on Sunday, that'd be pretty nice, wouldn't it?
It really is going to be fantastic. But all good things must come to an end. We do have a pattern change that is on the way, and Kelly is going to explain that to us right now. All right, thank you so much for that, meteorologist Kelly Sonnenberg. And we're talking about this cold pattern. We're seeing this huge dip in the jet stream. So all of that Arctic air is going to be flooded our way. We are going to be actually feeling more like winter by next week.
You excited about that?
Thrilled. Can't wait.
Just thrilled, right?
Can't wait.
Now, when we come back, we're going to take a look at our trending stories. Plus, it's 6:06 a.m. on this Friday morning, the first day of December today. So glad you're along with us. We are going to get into our weekend weather, plus a big pattern change that is coming for us. But right now, it's time to take a look at what's happening online with Emily.
All right, let's take a look at what's trending on our website, theweathernetwork.com. Tourists in awe at this iceberg splitting. Now, this happened at a very famous park in Chile. Over 115,000 visitors visit this very famous park every single year. And when this iceberg split, it actually sounded like thunder. Cool, eh? Very cool. All right, the next one, we've been talking about this for a while now, this Bali volcano. It has actually covered people in ash. Hikers that have been going through the mountainous areas literally end up coming back covered in the stuff. It's incredible what a volcano can produce, even when it's safe to be walking in the area. And 'tis the season for incredible lights and festive activities. They lit the tree at Rockefeller Center in New York City. The mayor was on hand to light it up. Isn't that pretty? More stories at theweathernetwork.com.
Just beautiful. And coming up throughout the show, we're going to talk about some Christmas events that you can attend right here in the Greater Toronto region. Actually, one of them coming up in just a next minute. 4 degrees in Toronto right now. The winds are nice and light. We did see some gusty conditions yesterday as that front passed. As the front was moving through, we did see some showers. It was just all light rain yesterday. To get snow, you had to go well to the north of Ontario. That's how mild it's been across the province. 7 degrees in Toronto, 5 in Newmarket. A gorgeous forecast this afternoon, and the winds will be light today and right through the weekend as well. So for many runners, this is the weekend of the Santa Shuffle. Of course, this is put on by the Salvation Army, and we will have wonderful conditions for this. And when I say runners, this is an event that happens right across Canada. There are so many runs happening on Saturday in terms of this Santa Shuffle right here within Ontario. So if you see the runners going by, give them a wave. Everybody getting into the Christmas spirit, right? On Saturday afternoon, 6 degrees in Toronto, 7 in Mississauga. Really, really nice conditions. And, you know, sometimes that run, well, it happens in freezing conditions. It happens in freezing rain or snow. So this weekend, very lucky. On Sunday, we're 7 degrees in Toronto, 8 in Hamilton, 5 in Barrie. And then next week, we keep talking about this pattern change. We keep saying things are going to fall into a wintry pattern, right? And this is why. We see this system coming through Monday and in through Tuesday. And as this slides across southern Ontario, really brings us a warm up into Tuesday. We're talking double digits, windy, warm, and wet. Then it departs and temperatures start to fall. We don't feel it immediately into Wednesday, but Thursday and Friday, that chill is back. So you can see temperatures rising way up, especially into Tuesday here. And then that freezing line, the pink line here is the freezing line. You can see that pass way south of Toronto, and our temperatures will plunge, and that's when the lake effect snow begins. Just want to show you the 401 this morning here, and doesn't that look pretty to start off the month of December? It's great to have you along with us. Meteorological winter, that officially begins today. So we wanted to show you as we get into this season how much snow we usually see across the country. Owen Sound, Ontario. 330 centimeters, taking the top spot there. Of course, that is all due to lake effect snow. Very powerful lake effect snow. We take a closer look across Ontario. Sault Ste. Marie, over 300 centimeters. That is on average per winter. 194 for London, Ontario, another key area for lake effect snow. And then us here in Toronto, about 122 centimeters. I'm pretty sure at Pearson so far, we've recorded one of those 122 centimeters. Now, Erin Wangstern, our meteorologist behind the scenes, she's in the forecast center right now, and we're going to take a look back at what happened throughout November and the lack of snow we're seeing right across North America. Very interesting. Erin there hinting at our pattern change that's yet to come. And you know, when you think about the economic value of snow that needs to fall in places like our Great Lakes, the snow mountains like Blue Mountain and Mount St. Louis that rely on this snow to fuel the holiday season. We need some snow. And that pattern change is coming. The Arctic air is moving in as we go into next week. Tuesday will be very warm. We're talking double digits into Tuesday, and then the temperatures will fall. The colder air comes in, and that's really going to fire up the lake effect snow. We'll take a look at your local forecast here, and then our top videos next. It's December the 1st today. The Christmas countdown officially on 25 days. And of course, we have your forecast leading right through the holiday season. Rachel Schoutsen and Michelle Mackey with you.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about, including a big winter cool down that is coming into next week. But before that happens, here's a look at what's trending online, the videos that have caught our attention. Oh, beautiful, and good morning in our nation's capital. Things are lighting up for you as well. Temperatures this afternoon, not too bad, above seasonal, but there's a big change coming.
Look at these current conditions, really 4:30 in Winnipeg. So yeah, that's a cold start to the morning. 3 in Toronto right now, but the warm-up continues this weekend, then the big change. So as we go into the weekend, well, we have this question to ask you.
Okay.
You want to win this, and if you entered, well, it could be you. So in 1 hour from now, we're announcing that winner.
Oh, I'm looking so forward to it. We've seen the footage, but right now, you're going to see the long-range forecast. The change that is coming, well, here's the start of it. We get a system moving into Ontario Monday into Tuesday, rain to the south, even to the north as well, but then comes a major cool down.
In behind it, the Arctic air will be passing the Great Lakes, and that's the perfect setup for lake effect snow. It's great to have you along with us this morning, the very first day of December, and also the start of meteorological winter today.
Wow, okay, we've got mild air moving in throughout the day today, even though, yes, meteorological winter, but it's going to be dry, a beautiful weekend ahead, but big changes, they are coming. If you like winter weather, you are really going to like next week.
Oh, you are, and we're going to talk about that pattern change in a second, but Emily, we have a new feature here at the Weather Network called Weather Makers.
How did you get this freeze frame,
This is
Rachel?
such an Emily face.
It's totally me.
It's such an Emily face. Okay, what is Weather Makers with you and Mark?
Well, Mark and I have put together a series of a lot of fun, incredible science experiments. Of course, Mark is the brain behind it all. I just have to kind of rein him in. That's really what happens.
And control his focus,
yeah,
right?
and this experiment was a lot of fun.
Have a look.
We are going to show you a really cool science experiment that you can do at home.
It's called Cloud in a Bottle. What you need is a large bottle. We also need a cap for the bottle and a valve stem. This you can get at any hardware store, really easy to get. Put this together with a little bit of hot glue on the top. Make sure everything's sealed up and dry.
Hole, right? So
yep, get a drill hole. That's right.
Seal it in. Okay, now what's this?
That is isopropyl alcohol. So pour that in there.
For the rest of us, this is called rubbing alcohol.
All right, get that top on. Get that on there.
Top.
There we go.
This is so it doesn't.
This is so it doesn't go
right?
flying across the room. Okay, here we go. So now if you watch this, just make sure.
Oh!
There you go.
That is super cool.
Isn't that amazing?
That
now
really
watch
is.
this. Watch what happens when I pump it back up again.
I'm ready.
I can make the cloud disappear. That's right. Okay, now do it.
This
Ready?
is scaring me.
And there we go.
That's why you need to be careful.
Yes, be very careful when you're doing this at home.
Honestly, I'm glad no one was standing in the way because that could have hit them right in the eye.
All right, we'll be taking a look at your local forecast just ahead. Oh, we still have 1 minute left. Never mind. That was the wrong clock. I thought that was weird. Let's talk about weather now.
Yeah, I'll just put my cell phone down and we'll actually get back to work. All right. Okay, we've got mild air moving in through southern Ontario. That's our producer's fault, not John's fault, by the way. We are going to be seeing this warm air continue right into the weekend. Not only is it going to be warm, Rachel, it's going to be sunny.
It is going to be sunny. Just a gorgeous weekend ahead. Tuesday is probably our last double-digit day of the year, and then
of the year.
This pattern comes in. I know, that makes it pretty final, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Then this pattern comes in. So I want to show you the 7-day forecast for Toronto, for example. Look at us here. Real warm up, but this system is the game changer because in behind it, temperatures are falling.
Colder air on the way. We are going to be feeling like winter as we get into the next couple of weeks.
And in behind this system, it is the northwesterly flow that sets up the potential for lake effect snow. Now, when we come back, we'll take a look at what's trending online. It's 6:46 a.m. on this very first day of December, and December the 1st, also the start of meteorological winter. Not feeling much like winter for us today. It's a clear start to the month. Warming conditions today. We look at the radar. Not a whole lot going on across southern Ontario. We'll get you into your weekend forecast plus the big pattern change into next week. But right now, here's what's trending online. That is on my Christmas bucket list, to be in New York, to look at that Christmas tree, or of course New Year's as well. Such a great place to be for the holiday season. We're going to talk about some holiday events happening here within the GTA in just a second, but I do want you to know 7 degrees the daytime high in Toronto today. Beautiful day today. The winds are nice and light, and as we get into this evening, we are 3 in the city. So some events happening this weekend. This one has been big, and it has been talked about online quite a bit. This new holiday street festival that's happening in Milton. That officially begins tomorrow, and this is happening throughout Saturdays in December. So tomorrow in Milton, it's going to launch at noon, and I think this one is going to be a really cool one to check out. Today in Nathan Phillips Square, Fair in the Square, holiday fair in the square, I should say. Lots of fun there. That begins today. Toronto, going to be buzzing with some holiday spirit. And then in Mississauga, Celebration Square. On Saturday, you can take your pet photos with Santa, and on Sunday, your family photos. I like how the pet photos come in first, right? On Saturday here, we are 6 degrees in Toronto, 7 in Hamilton, and as we take you into Sunday, some great conditions to be outdoors. 5 in Barrie, 6 in Peterborough, and we are 8 degrees in Hamilton. It really is the perfect weekend to put up the Christmas tree, hang the Christmas lights, and also start thinking about donating to your local food bank. Let's take you out on the roads this morning. This is a live look at the 401. All right, good morning. I think sorry, I didn't realize we were on. I think my ear's wrong. You know, watching that video, though, of the Rockefeller Center, that is on my bucket list, honestly.
Oh, isn't that pretty?
To be there?
I've been in New York in November, and I've seen the tree go up, but not with the decorations. Like, we actually just saw it kind of naked, I guess you could say. But still, Rockefeller Center, such a beautiful celebration. The mayor of New York was on hand for the lighting, and it really just kicks off the holiday season in the city.
Oh, absolutely. And today being December the 1st also kicks off meteorological winter as well. So there's a lot of winter to talk about. I know not today and not through this weekend, but Emily, I just want to show everyone here the pattern that is going to come into next week.
Yeah, if you like winter weather, next week is going to be something you'll love because we have this big push of Arctic air coming in, of course, from the Arctic. And it looks as though this pattern is going to be staying for us for quite a period of time. It looks as though fall double-digit temperatures.
Yeah.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
And you know, Emily, yesterday on air, I said to anybody looking at this map, if they haven't put their winter tires on yet, like you haven't.
How do you know I haven't?
I know you haven't. I see your car in the parking lot.
I totally haven't.
Take that map as a reminder to put on the winter tires. We're 3 degrees right now in Toronto. You don't need the winter tires this morning. You don't need them this weekend, but it's a good idea to start thinking about
All right, I will make my appointment. Beautiful conditions throughout the weekend. Look at this afternoon. We're going to see sunshine temperatures getting up to 7.4 is our seasonal average. 6 through Hamilton, even to the north. 4 degrees up in Barrie. Certainly not bad.
And the winds are going to be nice and light today and right through the weekend as well. And Emily, you know, it's perfect conditions for running. The Santa Shuffle, this is put on by the Salvation Army every year, also kicking off the holiday season. This is an event that happens right across Canada. There's about 20 of them happening in Ontario alone, so perfect conditions to go for a run.
So the Santa Shuffle, is it because they dress up as Santa? Is Santa in the race? Like, is it just because of the time of year?
Because of the time of the year, but you're thinking of the other one that is in Toronto where people actually do, it's the Santa Speedo, I think it is. Yeah, that one's kind of weird.
Speedo, like they actually wear Speedos?
They actually wear Speedos and Santa hats.
No thanks.
It's a weird one.
That is weird.
I'm sure we'll get you some video of it.
Yeah, Rachel's going to go. She's going to be in it this year.
No way.
All right, temperatures over the weekend, beautiful. We're looking at above seasonal daytime highs, perfect conditions for putting up Christmas lights, decorating the tree, doing everything that you need to do outside, like put on your winter tires.
Yep.
This weekend.
Okay, on Sunday, gorgeous conditions. We're 7 degrees in Toronto. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the lack of snow. We're going to take a look at national averages and then, of course, the pattern that is changing. But we have been lacking when it comes to snow so far this season, especially at November. And we're going to take a look back at November in a second with meteorologist Aaron Wangstern. But I want to show you this here. Who sees more snow? This is a look at averages per season. By the way, today, December the 1st, start of meteorological winter. Yeah, it begins today. And look at a place like Owen Sound. We're highlighting you here, 330 centimeters of snow. That's usually what you see in an average season. Of course, lake effect engines, they can be strong. That's what puts Owen Sound at the top there. Kelowna, a lot less, 89 centimeters, even up to Yellowknife, 158 centimeters of snow. As we take you now into the Ontario focus, we look at Toronto. Downtown Toronto usually gets 122. As we look at Pearson, about 109. Sometimes the measuring there is a bit, I don't want to say off, but it can vary a little bit. So that's why we're having 109 there at Pearson. London, though, 194. Lake effect snow, it can really be big. So why have we been lacking the snow so far across North America? Let's take a look back at November. And as that pattern changes, that Arctic air influence moves across the Great Lakes, that's when we're really going to start to see the potential for lake effect snow. And of course, getting into the holiday season, we need to remember the economic value of lake effect snow. The ski hills across Ontario, they are waiting for a big dump of it. Now, when we come back, we'll be taking a look. Well, good morning. You have tuned in at the perfect time because, one, we're talking about meteorological winter, and we're going to get your forecast in through the weekend. But also, in about 1 minute, we are announcing the winner of a trip for 2 to Ireland. That's coming up just after Trending Stories. This is going to be the trip of a lifetime. And I know you spent quite a bit of time in Ireland earlier this fall. And I mean, if you could describe it in one sentence, what would you say?
It was a dream. Honestly, it was a dream. The landscape, the culture, the people, the food, it was incredible. So if you're the lucky winner, so excited for you.
Okay, and we're kind of all lucky winners today in Southern Ontario. Temperatures slightly above seasonal, including in our nation's capital. Good morning to you. Currently sitting at 4 degrees in Toronto. A mild start to the day in the Maritimes, but we are watching for some rain to move in from west to east through the day.
We are. Now let's take a look at our poll question here, because this is what's happening online. We've been talking about what you are going to be doing with those mild conditions.
Close one. Walking, hiking, getting outside and enjoying that was number 2. We'll be talking more about your forecast in just a sec, but first, what's trending online?
Teens there in England, and now it is time to announce the winner of a trip for 2 to Ireland. Now this is courtesy of Air Canada Vacations. I like the drum roll. Courtesy of Air Canada Vacations and Tourism Ireland Canada, and the winner is Christy Metcalf. And Christy, we know you are going to have such an amazing time. So our team from the Weather Network and Tourism Ireland will be contacting you. It's a driving trip, and they are going to plan it out for you so you can see some of the best places in Ireland.
Congratulations, Christy, and whoever it is that you're taking as well. Really quickly, we are watching for a pattern change next week in at least Atlantic and Ontario and Quebec as a low moves in and cool air gets ushered around the backside.
It's great to have you along with us this morning. The very 1st of December, the start of meteorological winter. Yay! And the start of my Christmas countdown, right?
Oh, it totally is. She's Christmas obsessed. It's incredible. It's so nice to have her around. She just makes it so festive for the rest of us.
And there's so many events happening this weekend, too, Christmas-wise. We're going to talk about them throughout the show.
Okay, welcome to December. Warm and dry start to the month, and big changes coming. If you like winter, well, there's a really good chance that we could see a white Christmas throughout the GTA, and we'll get to those details in just a moment.
But first, we want to show you a new feature here at the Weather Network. And Emily, this I think is one of the best pictures of you. Look at that. That is such an Emily Vukovic face.
It really kind of is. I'm looking at Mark being like, really? Really?
Okay, Emily, what is Weather Makers?
Weather Makers is Mark Robinson and I literally showing you incredible science experiments. He's the brains behind it. I'm the one that reins him in. So take a look at this. So I will tell you this, Mark was very nervous to actually let me do like the pumping up. He was scared that I was going to cause it to explode, right? Because he's the brains behind it all. He understands the pressure. He understands that, you know, you don't want a plastic bottle exploding.
Totally.
But it was a lot of fun, and there's so many more coming out that hopefully you'll enjoy them.
All right, you got to look forward to that. Now, looking forward to this, of course, a mild start to December. Gorgeous today, gorgeous through this weekend. But, you know, when we talk about the economic value of snow, there is a lot of it across southern Ontario. So this pattern really excites the skiers, places like Blue Mountain, especially for the holidays.
Oh, yeah, the snowplow operators, anybody that owns an ice rink. This is a big deal. We're going to see this temperature change dramatically. So we have a system coming in, southwesterly winds, and then once that system pushes out of the region, cold air filtering in behind it, and this is the pattern that it looks as though we're going to stay in for till March, May.
So get ready for it. Winter is coming, right? When we come back, we'll take a look at what's trending. Hey, it's 7:46 a.m. on this Friday morning. The very first day of December is upon us. And before we get into your weekend forecast, well, we need to talk icebergs, volcanoes, and Christmas trees. Here's what's trending. Emily, thanks so much for that. I want to take a look at the radar now and show you that there's not a whole lot going on today. It is a great Friday, isn't it? Perfect conditions as we go into the weekend, the start of meteorological winter. That is December the 1st today. Nice calm conditions for us, and the winds have eased as well. So as we take a look at those temperatures here, a comfortable and an above seasonal start to December, with 7 being the daytime high today. Even this evening, the temperature really quite comfortable. We're 3 degrees this evening, and then we are going into a warm weekend. And we're going to get you that weekend forecast in a second. But right now, let's take you out onto the roads this morning. And now let's take a look at what's happening in terms of holiday events this weekend, because there's a lot of them. And this one online, I've been reading about this in Milton. It has been a big story. And now, well, it's about to happen this weekend. On Saturday, Milton is launching a holiday street market. I think this one's going to be a really good one to attend. Kicks off at noon tomorrow, runs till 7, and this is going to happen every Saturday in December leading up to Christmas. Also, holiday fair in Nathan Phillips Square. Some holiday cheer across Toronto. The tree looks gorgeous there. The skating is always so much fun in Nathan Phillips Square. So again, great weather for that. And in Mississauga, Saturday, you could do your pet photos with Santa, and on Sunday, your family photos with Santa. And these conditions to get outdoors this weekend, I hope it motivates you and encourages you to do so. 6 on Saturday, 7 as we go into Sunday. And when we come back, we're talking about the pattern change and the return of snow.
Right.
Some want to be out there and think, okay, let's take a cool selfie in the snow, and others want to say, hey, I need a hot chocolate, right?
Yeah, I'm going inside to warm up. Thank you for joining us. Emily Vukovic, Rachel Schoutsen with you. We're talking about the mild air moving in through parts of southern Ontario. Not only is it going to be mild throughout today and into the weekend, Rachel, it's going to be sunny too.
Just incredible to see December sunshine, temperatures at 7 degrees today. So many Christmas events happening this weekend. This really is a good weekend. Use this weather as motivation to hang the lights, get the Christmas tree. You're doing that, right?
I am. I have to do everything this weekend. I have to shop. I have to put up my tree. I have to put up my lights. I have 2 Christmas parties. It's that time of year where things just get hectic.
Now, are you shop in one shop, do everything, or multiple times?
I do everything online.
Oh, okay.
I don't even go into the store.
Smart.
I can't handle the people.
Smart online shopper. On Sunday, online shopping, you could do that, or you can get outside because it'd be great conditions to drive to the mall too. 7 degrees in Toronto. Just beautiful. But we want to talk about a big pattern change. We're warm to start December, and then the cold is coming. Here's Kelly Sonnenberg with more.
All right, lake effect snow and cold temperatures. Skiers rejoice. That is exactly what you want to hear, especially up through cottage country. We've got this big dip in the jet stream. All of that Arctic air is going to come flooding into the Great Lakes. So be ready for it. By the end of next week, you'll be wearing your toque.
And it seems like it's snowing everywhere right now, except here. Have a look at this video from Poland. Hey, it's great to have you along with us on this very first day of December. Emily and I have a lot to chat about, but first up, we need to get to our trending videos. This is what's happening online.
Such a beautiful tree. Thank you so much for staying with us. We're talking about our temperatures. We're talking about how mild we are. 7 degrees for the city of Toronto today.
Amazing.
Incredible. It's the first day of December.
Yeah.
December. First day of meteorological winter. Can you tell I'm having a hard time breathing today? I've had like the worst cold for a month, and I just had to run and
You know what? This is going to be our holiday goal, is to get you to 100% health.
Honestly.
Get this morning show cold out of the way. Emily, I want to show something to cheer you up. Look at this dog in Australia. Oh, he would have the greatest time ever,
Love
wouldn't
it.
he? So cute. Now, I want to talk about the winds this weekend. The winds are going to be nice and light. Light today, light for this weekend. And, you know, Emily, me and my running, this is the Santa Shuffle happening by, put on by the Salvation Army. And this is a run that happens right across Canada. And I just want to say the running conditions for this will be excellent.
They'll almost be a little bit too warm. I think people that are, festive in their Santa hats may have to strip down a layer. By Saturday afternoon, we're looking at temperatures 6 degrees for the city of Toronto. Sunday looks phenomenal too. So if you're out, you're putting up the Christmas lights, you're getting your tree, these are the conditions to do it in.
Absolutely. So use this as motivation to get some of the Christmas errands done, or at least started. Now, Emily, let's talk about next week and the big change that's coming.
Oh, it is huge. We have got a system on the way. This is going to be bringing us some rain Monday, Tuesday in through the lower Great Lakes. And then behind this, we're going to be seeing a plunge, literally a plunge of Arctic air filtering in from the north. And this is really setting the stage for winter-like conditions throughout southern Ontario.
Absolutely. And the plunge of Arctic air is not just going to keep us cold, it's also going to bring us some snow as well. So this system brings us rain Monday and in through Tuesday. Temperatures really on the rise with this. And then in behind it, that's when we see the dramatic fall.
Yeah, the freezing line, you see that nice little pink line? There it goes. And that's going to be the end of it. Hello, winter to southern Ontario.
And you know, when we look back at November, we really have been lacking snow across North America with this recent warm-up. When we come next, Aaron Wangstern joins us to talk about the averages.
This is your Moments of Sunshine forecast. We'll fly down to the Sunshine State in just a moment, but first, here's a look at what's happening this afternoon across eastern Canada. Showers moving into the Maritimes today, heavier rain for the HRM. Montreal clear and 4 degrees, and a mix of sun and cloud in Toronto and southern Ontario with temperatures right around seasonal. We're also talking about seasonal weather down towards Florida, but seasonal here means we're talking about the mid-20s and plenty of sunshine in the forecast as well. So if you're heading to the Sunshine State, have fun.
Getting through this winter season, so keep us on the basic cable. Support.theweathernetwork.com. We'd love if you could write us a little letter.
Absolutely. All right, today we're talking about our December. Whoa, it's the first day of meteorological winter.
It is.
It's the first day of December.
It is.
Warm and dry starts the month. That contradicts itself. And we're seeing a big change coming. We were just talking to meteorologist Dr. Doug. Actually, you were, and I was booing him from the background because he's talking about this massive pattern change that's on the way.
It is, and you know, we are going to chat about that. But first up, Emily, we've got something new here at the Weather Network. Look at Emily. This is such an Emily Vukovic face.
It is.
Tell us, what is Weather Makers?
Well, Mark Robinson and I got together and decided to show you, our viewers, some really exciting science experiments. And I just want to say, do not try these at home because they are dangerous. That's it. Have a look. See?
So that's what Mark Robinson does during his episodes of Storm Hunters.
Yeah.
He does science
He
experiments.
comes up with ideas like that. Just like that.
Okay, let's talk about this pattern here. We have a warm start to December. Today through the weekend we are mild, but Emily, big change is coming, and you know, the economic value that snow brings across the snowbelt regions, this is great for the holidays.
Oh, absolutely. People are thrilled. Skiers, boarders, any kind of snowplow operators. We've got this big dip in the jet stream, literally a plunge of Arctic air that is not only going to be cooling down our temperatures, but is going to be bringing us a greater impact and a likelihood of lake effect snow and potentially a white Christmas.
Exactly. So look here, into Monday and Tuesday, this system that brings us rain and probably our last double-digit day of 2017, that's the game-changing system. The return to seasonal and then slightly below.
Yeah, we've got a dramatic cool down on the way. We'll talk more about that. We've got trending in Force of Nature. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here.
What a way to start off the month of December, and December the 1st, well, that's the start of meteorological winter as well. Clear skies, warm conditions, and we'll get into that forecast that takes you through the weekend and into next week right across the Golden Horseshoe. But right now, let's talk about what's trending online. 50,000 lights on that tree. Imagine trying to organize 50,000 Christmas lights. Oh, just gorgeous. And you know, for any Canadians that are traveling to New York this weekend, maybe to start off the Christmas season, you have such an amazing weekend to do that. This afternoon, 7 degrees in Toronto, 4 in Barrie. A beautiful start to December. This is an above seasonal start to the month. Usually we see temperatures at about 3 degrees for this date. So to get up to 7, that's quite warm. As we look here at this evening, 3 degrees in Toronto. Feels a little bit more like 1. Those winds, look how light they are. And we are going to be seeing very light winds really as we go throughout today and into this entire weekend. Things really start to change by the time we're into next week. And your long ranger, well, that is coming up next. And we're going to dive into that pattern. But right now, let's dive into some holiday events happening this weekend. Because you don't have to go to New York to celebrate Christmas, of course, down to the Rockefeller Center. You can go to Milton, Ontario. Now, there's been a lot of buzz about this holiday street market online. I've been reading a lot of articles about this in Milton, so I'm thinking this is going to be a lot of fun. Every Saturday in December leading up to Christmas, they will be having this event in Milton, so you can check it out tomorrow. Great conditions for that. It launches at noon. Now, in Toronto, of course, Nathan Phillips Square, skating, Nathan Phillips Square, beautiful. The Christmas tree there, it looks gorgeous. And now, launching today, holiday fair in the square. So Toronto, the Christmas cheer, oh yeah, it's going to be spreading right across our city, that's for sure. And in Mississauga at Celebration Square on Saturday, you can take the dog, the cat, whatever animal, pet you may have, to take its photo with Santa Claus. Good conditions again to be outdoors. And on Sunday, family photos with Santa. That's happening at Celebration Square. So here are your numbers as we get you into the weekend. 5 in Barrie, 6 in Newmarket, 6 for Toronto. That's on Saturday. Remember, light winds all weekend long. Santa Shuffle, by the way, big run happening on Saturday across Canada. Great weather for that. And then on Sunday, we are 7 degrees in Toronto. Now, we need to talk about that pattern change. Arctic air is coming in for an economic value for people who rely on snow. This is great news. The big changes are coming up next, and we'll talk about that in the Long Ranger. So you don't know what's going on, right?
Oh.
So adorable. This was taken in England.
Adorable.
Snow in England, snow in Scotland. We have snow in Poland. So much snow video, but not here in southern Ontario.
No, we're basking in the warmth here. We're going to see a daytime high today of 7 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud above our seasonal average. And we're going to continue that trend right into the weekend, Rachel.
We are. It is a gorgeous weekend to get outdoors, to pick the Christmas tree, put up the Christmas lights, do the Christmas errands as well. These conditions are great.
Christmas parties. I've got 2 this weekend. I'm going to be really busy, plus putting up my lights, plus decorating my tree, because my kids will not let me forget that this is the weekend we're doing it.
Oh, so you put it on the calendar so they know what's happening this weekend.
Because they keep asking. I'm like, next weekend, next weekend. It's going to happen next weekend. So now it's next weekend.
It's December 1st, so we got to do it this weekend, right? As we take you into Sunday, great conditions really all weekend long. Look at this, 7 degrees in Toronto, 8 in Hamilton. Of course, Nathan Phillips Square, you can skate there now. The ice is ready. So to be out there in a sweater on Sunday, that'd be pretty nice, wouldn't it?
It really is going to be fantastic. But all good things must come to an end. We do have a pattern change that is on the way, and Kelly is going to explain that to us right now. All right, thank you so much for that, meteorologist Kelly Sonnenberg. And we're talking about this cold pattern. We're seeing this huge dip in the jet stream. So all of that Arctic air is going to be flooded our way. We are going to be actually feeling more like winter by next week.
You excited about that?
Thrilled. Can't wait.
Just thrilled, right?
Can't wait.
Now, when we come back, we're going to take a look at our trending stories. Plus, in Force of Nature, it's snowing everywhere but here. We take you to Poland next. And, you know, Emily, me and my running, this is the Santa Shuffle happening by, put on by the Salvation Army. And this is a run that happens right across Canada. And I just want to say the running conditions for this will be excellent.
They'll almost be a little bit too warm. I think people that are, festive in their Santa hats may have to strip down a layer. By Saturday afternoon, we're looking at temperature 6 degrees for the city of Toronto. Sunday looks phenomenal, too. So if you're out, you're putting up the Christmas lights, you're getting your tree, these are the conditions to do it in.
Absolutely. So use this as motivation to get some of the Christmas errands done, or at least started. Now, Emily, let's talk about next week and the big change that's coming.
Oh, it is huge. We have got a system on the way. This is going to be bringing us some rain Monday, Tuesday in through the lower Great Lakes. And then behind this, we're going to be seeing a plunge, literally a plunge of Arctic air filtering in from the north. And this is really setting the stage for winter-like conditions throughout southern Ontario.
Absolutely. And the plunge of Arctic air is not just going to keep us cold, it's also going to bring us some snow as well. So this system brings us rain Monday and in through Tuesday. Temperatures really on the rise with this, and then in behind it, that's when we see the dramatic fall.
Yeah, the freezing line, you see that nice little pink line? There it goes. And that's going to be the end of it. Hello, winter to southern Ontario.
And you know, when we look back at November, we really have been lacking snow across North America with this recent warm-up. When we come next, Aaron Wangstern joins us to talk about the averages.